Hey guys, we're going to be going over the workbook pages on our new unit in algebra. And so we'll be doing this pages 175 through 179, skip page 180 and on to page 181. So let's go ahead and get started with question number 1. Now what's important here is to read the directions very carefully, and here's what it says. Write an expression for each situation. They're not asking you to solve, none of that. They're just asking you to write the problem down that they've described. So let's look at number 1. Susan has 10 apples and 6 oranges. How many fruits does she have? To solve that, we would do addition. So all we would write is 10 plus 6. You don't need to solve it. You don't need to get equals 16. None of that. They're just asking for what would that math problem look like. And the reason they're having us do that with two normal numbers is because the same thing applies for algebra, only one of those is going to be a variable or, a letter. Right. Number 2, Juan has X apples and 8 oranges. How many fruits does he have? Same exact problem as before, very similarly worded. Just one of the letters, or excuse me, one of the values is a letter or a variable. So X plus 8. We don't know what that equals. Not the point right now. We're not solving for anything. Okay. Henry has $18. He spends 2. How much does he have left? So he had 18. We took 2 away. 18 minus 2. And that's it, right? We're just writing the problem down. We're not solving. We're not worried about the answer. They're just asking us to write the expression. That's what that means. Katie has M dollars. She spends 5. How much does she have left? Give your answer in terms of M. So again, same thing. She has this amount of money. We don't know how much. Just it's unknown. It's up in the air. We don't know. And she spent 5 of it. So 5 went away. So minus 5. Okay, that's what writing an algebraic expression is. You're not trying to solve it. You don't need to figure out what that missing number is. None of that stuff. You're just writing down the problem they've described. All right, on to page 176. Hugo has $20. He spends N dollars. How much does he have left? Okay, so similar thing. He has 20. He spends N. So similar to the last problem, only the variable is now second. Okay. On to number 6. Again, asking for more algebraic expressions. Add b to 11. 11 plus b, or b plus 11. That either would work with addition. Addition is interchangeable, as is multiplication. It's the other one's division and subtraction that you need to be careful about, the order. Subtract 6 from C. When you see that word from, we're flipping it around because it's saying C is what we have. We're taking the 6 away. Okay, so C minus 6. Number 8, similar thing. Subtract P from 15. We have 15. We're taking P away from it. Number 9, 12 more than D. All right, so that more than, that means addition. That could be D plus 12 or 12 plus D. And 15 less than G. Okay, similar than from, less than, means we got to flip that stuff around. We got G, we do minus 15. All right, so there are our algebraic expressions. Now again, the addition ones can be flipped around. The order doesn't matter, but for all the subtraction ones, that order matters. It's the way they described it. Okay, next, evaluating algebraic expressions. What that means is they're going to give you the expression and they're going to say, what would your answer be if the variable was worth this much? Or what would your answer be if the variable was worth this much? So they gave you an example. They said your expression is y plus 5. If y equaled 25, what would your answer be? Well, 25 plus 5 is 30. Or they said, what would your answer be if y equals 16? Well, 5 plus 16, or 16 plus 5, is 21. So let's try our next one. Number 11. Y minus 12 is our thing. So it says 25 minus 12. Well, 25 minus 12 is 13. They said, well, what if it was 16? 16 minus 12 is 4. Number 12, 18 plus whatever y is. So if it's 25, that gives us 43. If it was 16, that would give us 34. Right? Because you're just, again, it's 18 plus whatever y is. And they said first example is 25, second one it's 16. All right, last one on this page, number 13. 35 minus y. Well, if y is 25, 35 minus 25 is 10. And if y is 16, 35 minus 16 is 19. Okay? So there we go. There's that table, evaluating algebraic expressions. Okay. On to page 177. Write each of the following in at least 3 other ways, right? So they show lots of different ways for that. So let's start with number 14. So again, we're just writing the expression. We're not solving it. 18 times m. Lots of different ways we could do that. We could do m times 18, just flip it around. There's other signs for multiplication. We could do m star or asterisk, 18. You could do m big dot for multiplication, 18. That's 3 ways. I'm going to give a couple others. 18m. When you see a letter and a number next to each other, that means multiply. And then another way you could say 18 groups of m. That is the least common, but it's another way to say multiplication. Next, 75 groups of y. So that's also multiplication. We could do 75 traditional multiplication sign y. 75 asterisk y. 75y. 75 big dot multiplication sign y. Right, lots of different options. I'm doing more than they asked us for. They asked for 3. I'm giving a couple more. Next one, y groups of 12. Well, same thing, multiplication. Y times 12. Y asterisk 12. Another way of showing multiplication. Y big dot 12. Another way of showing multiplication. 12y. All of those work. Okay. Next, 17 and 18. Write an expression for each situation. Julio has 4 boxes of pencils. There are 12 pencils in each box. How many pencils does he have? Well, to solve that, we would do 4 times 12. And we know that equals 48, but that's not what they're asking for. They're just asking, what would the math problem be, right? What's our expression? Similar thing beneath it. Tara has K boxes of pencils. There are 10 in each box. How many pencils does she have? Give your answer in terms of K. So again, just like the last one, it's multiplication. And so we don't know one of those numbers. It's just represented by K. And then 10 is our other number. Okay. You could also have done K asterisk 10 or K dot 10 or 10K. Any of those works. Now, I have some kids in the past who are like, oh, but K is usually shown for the 1,000, right? Like kilo, right? Like I do a 5K. I ran 5,000 meters, right? That's different. That does not apply to this. That's a different use of the letter K. In algebra, you can use any letter, right? They don't represent anything. They're just a placeholder. Okay. On to page 178. A restaurant divided 20 gallons of lemonade among 4 tanks. All right, so again, we're just writing the expression. We're not solving it. If I had just assigned you 20 divided by 4, would be like, am I back in 2nd or 3rd grade? No, we know how to do that. That's mental math. Just asking for the problem. So 20 divided by 4. Okay. M gallons of lemonade distributed equally among 3 people. How much lemonade does each person get? Give your answer in terms of M. Very similar problem, only we're using the letter M and the number 3. Okay. Those are our algebraic expressions. You could have set it up long division style. You could have set it up as a fraction. You could have just used a slash. All of those are acceptable. What's nice in algebra is there's multiple ways to show the same thing. Okay, 21. Multiply f and 6. I could have done f times 6, 6f, f dot 6, f asterisk 6, 6 groups of f groups of 6. All of those are acceptable. Divide m by 3. I'm going to do it a different way here. M slash 3. Or I could have done m over 3 in a fraction. M long division 3 on the outside. Divide 22 by p. That's our 23rd one. Divide 22 by p. I'm going to do that long division style. So we have 22 right there, and it's being divided by p, right? So those are ways we can show those. Okay, next. Our next section is evaluating. So it says if t equals 156, what's your answer? So in number 24, we see t over 6. Again, that's another way to show division. So we're going to do 156 divided by 6. 6 goes into 15 twice, minus 12 gives us 3. 6 goes into 36 6 times. So our answer is 26. Okay, next, number 25, 16t. That means multiplication. So we're doing 156 times 16. That gives us 36, 33, 9, drop a 0, 6, 5, 1. Let's add that up. 6, 9, 14, and 2. 2,496. And number 26, we have t over 13. Again, another division problem. 13 into 156. 13 goes into 15 once. Minus 13 gives us 2. And then 13 goes into 26 2 times. Our answer is 12. Okay, so there we go for page not 175. That's not up to date. That is page 178. There we go. Again, for 19 through 23, you can have multiple versions of those as long as it shows the correct division, right? There's 4 different ways to show division in a problem. Okay, next. Write an algebraic expression for each situation. This is page 179. We have a tank of X gallons of water. Ted adds 3 gallons of water into the tank. All right, so just starting off the bat, we have X, and we add 3 more, so X plus 3. Then he pours the water equally into 4 smaller containers, right? Separating them equally, that's division. All right, you could show it like this as a fraction. You could put the X plus 3 in parentheses and do a division sign for. You could put the X plus 3 on the inside of a long division problem with the 4 on the outside. You could do parentheses X plus 3 slash 4. Right, we're just writing what the problem that's being described. 28. Jenny has $15. She buys 2 books that cost M dollars each. How much does she have left? So she starts with $15. She spends, so money's being subtracted out, 2 books that are M dollars each. So we have M 2 times. Okay. So that would be our problem. She has $15 and she buys 2 M books. And that'll help us figure out how much she has left. Again, that 2M is another way of saying 2 times M. Right, we have M 2 times. Right, we're skipping page 180. We're on to page 181. Okay, number 31. We're still writing expressions. Again, that's why those instructions are in bold. You got to pay attention to what it's asking. Add 14 to the product of 3 and b. Well, product means multiplication. So 3 times b. And then we're adding 14 to that. Next, divide the product of 7 and d by 5. So product, again, is multiplication. We have 7d, not the number 70, but 7 and the letter d, divided by 5. Divided by 5. Okay, the next one's it's saying evaluate if x equals 5. So we got to plug it in. So 33, we have 5x plus 12. So what that means is 5 times whatever x is plus 12. X is 5, so 5 times 5 is 25, plus 12 is 37. 34. 20 minus 2x. Well, again, that 2x, they're next to each other, that's multiplication. 2 times 5 is 10. 20 minus 10 is 10. 35. X over 10 plus 2. All right, that's again division, or we can just write it as a fraction. We have 5 over 10 plus 2. Well, 5 over 10 is a fraction that we can reduce. That's just 1/2. So our answer is just 2.5. Next, last one, 36. We have 6 times whatever x is divided by 5 plus 12. Well, if x is 5, 6 times 5 is 30. Divided by 5 is 6. add 12, we get 18. All right. That is page 181. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I know this is new and pretty foreign to us, so it'll take a while to get used to, all right? So I'm more than willing to help, guys.